All right, this may hurt you, but I am not playing Wrath of the Lich King. This is a video by Akalan. We're going to watch it. Wonder if it's about RDF. Did RDF chase away Akalan from playing Wrath Classic? We're about to find out.
I get that people sort of miss the nostalgia of video games, right? And people look back at things like Wrath of the Lich King Classic or TBC Classic or WoW Classic, and they wish that World of Warcraft retail would go back to the glory days.
Oh my gosh. I wish, but it'll never happen. It will never happen.
In my opinion, those were the glory days for its time.
Yes.
At the time, World of Warcraft was miles ahead of any other gaming company.
Oh my gosh, light years ahead. Guys, have you ever played EverQuest? Like, you know how when you target a mob in WoW, it's going to be gray, no XP, green, it's going to be easy, yellow, it'll be like an even fight, orange, red, you know, the system, right? In EverQuest, if you played it, you had to like type in a command to like inspect each mob before you fought it. It would be like, oh, this is a decent challenge. You know, it'd be blue text, or another one would be like, oh, this is an even match. You had to do that for every mob before you fought it. Like WoW was just miles ahead of every other MMO. And EverQuest was really popular, by the way, at the time. Like, and a lot of the people who played EverQuest left that for WoW, by the way. If you didn't know that, I mean, it was WoW was light years ahead of everyone else.
When it came to designing and developing MMOs.
Yeah.
Shamanita, Nico Spider, how you doing? King Julian, how you doing, brother?
What up?
Today, by today's standards, there are many MMOs that are far better than retail World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but better is a nebulous term. I mean, in which way? I mean, in terms of nostalgia, I don't know if there is a better game to like get that feeling of nostalgia. But yes, definitely Final Fantasy. Dude, I played Final Fantasy in many, many ways. It has improved upon a ton of things that WoW Classic or just like the old WoW games like didn't really do well. I mean, like Duty Finder is fantastic. The dungeons are great. The class balance is good. Like Final Fantasy is a great game, you know, but you know, from like I didn't grow up playing Final Fantasy, so it doesn't have that nostalgia for me, you know, personally.
And also many MMOs that crush Wrath of the Lich King, TBC, or vanilla
I'll admit
World
it,
of Warcraft.
Yeah.
They were good, and they remain good.
They do.
But this would be like me stating that Baldur's Gate is a better RPG than any other RPG that has ever launched.
That's a good point. That's a good metaphor. Baldur's Gate was amazing, though, by the way. You guys ever play Baldur's Gate? You guys remember you go into the inn, the innkeeper's like, my inn's as clean as an elven arse. I love that. I love Baldur's Gate. It's a great game. If you haven't played it, it's pretty hard, pretty difficult game. It is good, but I get his point. It's not still, I mean, it's not like the best RPG ever made, but it was, like back then, it was pretty great.
That's not a statement that one can make, honestly. If you're doing a top 10, then yes, Baldur's Gate will be in the top 3 because even for its time, it was so far ahead of anything else that ever existed.
It was good.
That it deserves to be, on, at least in my opinion, it's number 2 on my list. The only thing that beats it is Witcher 3.
Dang.
And
yeah.
You know, Baldur's Gate 2 is a close second third in this instance, and then Baldur's Gate 1 is second. You know, so basically Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 occupy 2 and 3 on the list. Witcher 3 occupies number 1.
Fair.
But
fair list.
There are better CRPGs that exist today than Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, just purely based on gameplay, based on graphics, sound.
Yeah, graphics have come a long way.
Know, most CRPGs these days are completely voice acted. That helps when you don't have to, if you're not in the mood to read a whole lot of shit. So
I don't know who is.
World of Warcraft Classic and the Classic experience was amazing for its time, and this is for me. Right? Other people are going to have other opinions on it.
No one.
For me,
no one can disagree with the fact that World of Warcraft, Vanilla, TBC, and Wrath were amazing during their times. You can't even argue that, man. Just go ahead and say it. They were the best, hands down. No one can disagree.
They were good for their time, but their time had passed. I no longer look back and think, oh my god, I can't wait to play these.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a shit. Moni, how you doing, brother? CDJ, how you doing? Talakan, how you doing?
I mean, that's where you might. I mean, I think we're split here because a bunch of people are going to go back and play it again. But I get your point, though. I get your point. A bunch of people don't want to go back.
I installed TBC so that I had to level everything again and decided I couldn't be asked to do so. Yeah, well, my thing is just I enjoyed it when it was current. I don't care to do it again.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Even though Wrath of the Lich King is by far my favorite expansion that have ever...
You're not alone, man. It was literally the most popular WoW expansion of all time, capping out at 11 million subscribers on October 2010. I mean, it was unbelievably popular. I mean, it was the best MMO at its time, and I bet you when it releases again, it's going to be up there.
Ever been for World of Warcraft. It was, and it
was the
still
best.
is.
It is,
but not now. I could play other games, and it would be better than Wrath of the Lich King. So
I think I'm just too addicted to WoW to break away from it, honestly.
I get that there's people that like it. I'm just not one of those people. So
Respect.
to answer your question in a very, very long...
I just noticed, you guys see his subscriber, guys? The Fat Fuckers Club. Man, I just gained like 70 pounds the last few months. Dude, sign me up.
Roundabout way.
Sign me up.
Will I be back for World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King? The answer is no.
Come on, man.
I will be playing Dragonflight.
No, that's even worse. Why would you not come back to WoW Wrath but go to Dragonflight? Come on, man.
I genuinely have high hopes that Dragonflight is going to be a harken back to the days of Wrath of the Lich King, to the days of TBC. I think Blizzard have learned quite a lot from the classic experience, you know, bringing classic back and seeing what people love and the sort of hype that classic World of Warcraft have that
there's a lot of hype.
Frank, retail haven't had in a really long time.
Oh, no way.
I think Blizzard, like...
Man, who is excited about retail? Man, nobody. Well, obviously some people, but...
Retail Blizzard have looked at that hype, looked at the success there, and said, you know what? Maybe
it's because the games were made when Activision wasn't part of the company. That's why the games were good.
We have forgotten what it was that made us a good company. What made...
It was the employees, man, that you guys fired, man. Bobby Kotick fired them, man. That's what made the company good.
World of Warcraft good. And just Dragonflight really is back to the days of Wrath.
I wish.
Like... Tell me what's the difference between Dragonflight and Wrath. Name the difference.
Oh, come on, man. There's tons of differences between Wrath and Dragonflight. I actually don't know a lot about Dragonflight.
There is none. Well, I guess the only thing that would be different is the fact that dragon riding is introduced. That's a system. That obviously Wrath of the Lich King didn't have systems like that. Although, wait, didn't Wrath of the Lich King have reforging?
Hell no. Hell no, they ain't no goddamn reforged. Man, it's Wrath, dude, back when the game was good.
Oh, it's Cataclysm. Right? Cataclysm was reforging. But it Wrath have reforging. For some reason, the timeline in my head does not make sense.
Nah,
I think
man.
reforging was removed in Mist of Pandaria. It was introduced in Cataclysm.
If it was removed at one point, it was probably never good, man. I don't even know what reforging was. I honestly don't even know. I stopped playing at like Cata. I liked Cata a little bit, but I mean,
the only difference is that Wrath didn't have any systems, and Dragonflight has literally one system extra than Wrath. For the most part, it's built on the same concept. The concept that, let's see what happens when you allow people to play the game the way that they want without trying to keep them busy, without trying to create stuff for them to do.
Yes, dude, this is what retail did wrong. He's saying it right now. Creating something for players to do. This is what killed retail, man. Those systems suck, dude. Azurite, freaking BS, dude. Oh my gosh.
All the time in the game. And that, I think, is a good thing. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to.
That's good.
So yeah, I hope we keep seeing that, and I hope Dragonflight is good. I mean, right now it is just hopium.
Why wouldn't I?
Massive amounts of hopium, because we don't know, but I'm hopeful.
It's good to be hopeful, man.
Cat reforging your voice. I guess you could.
There was no transmog in Wrath of the Lich King. It was in Cata, but it did have random dungeon finder looking for group, which was an awesome feature that will not be in Classic.
Say transmog is very similar to dragon riding, right? So
is it? What is dragon riding? Let me hear.
In that sense, actually, Morning, thank you very much for that. In that sense, Dragonflight and Wrath of the Lich King is basically the same thing. Because, yeah, Wrath introduced transmog. It introduced
It didn't introduce transmog, man. Come on. It was in Cata.
For dungeon. Not looking for group yet, but looking for dungeon. So Wrath had basically a system as well. And dragon riding is very similar to transmog insofar as, well, it's only cosmetic. It's not something that's required. It's not going to give you any more power.
Okay, no, that could be a good system. Dragon riding sounds okay. I don't like transmog personally. I actually really like being able to identify exactly what someone's using. I'm like, oh shoot, man, this guy's got Thunder Fury, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker, or like this guy's got Storm Herald, or it's like, oh snap, I actually don't like when they start using the same models for different pieces of gear. Like they reused a lot of the tier 1, 2, 3 from vanilla in TBC. Like King Malgar's helmet is the same as Dragon Stalker's in vanilla, right? I didn't like that because I really like when things are unique. You can look at someone, identify what they're wearing. It's really cool in my opinion. Like, and it also fits the fantasy, right? Like there shouldn't be an exact replica of an item looks exactly the same, right? So I personally didn't like transmog. I felt that kind of took away from the fantasy, the immersion, maybe the RP, but also like just the ability to like identify items that people are wearing. So I didn't personally like transmog. And again, transmog was in Kata. And Kata, in my opinion, like wasn't super great. I didn't really like Kata.
It is just a system that you can engage with that makes the world a little bit more fun to be in. So let's see if it pays off. Let's see if this is actually the thing that Blizzard... If this is the thing that Blizzard was needing to do, I'm going to be so happy because I've been saying this is what Blizzard needs to do for a really long time.
Well, then you would be Nostradamus, my friend.
Thing that annoys me to fuck, like, this is peak annoyance. If Dragonflight works and everyone fucking loves Dragonflight, the WoW and
come on, man, that'll never happen, man. No, man, no one, or not everyone's gonna like Dragonflight. I promise you that.
These are gonna be like, see, you guys were complaining for nothing. Look, Blizzard listened and they fixed the game.
That'd be cool.
And I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm when that happens. Why? Because what I want to say is fuck you. It's because we get complaining and because we get QQing that Blizzard finally went, all right, fuck you, we'll make the change, we'll fix the game. So fuck you, you're welcome, you pieces of shit. You wanted to keep quiet, not say a word, and Blizzard should just figure it out.
You should complain.
Literally, the WoW Andes are like the stereotypical... You guys know that joke, right? No,
I don't.
Whenever your girlfriend is angry at you,
I don't have one.
She goes, well, if you don't know by now, it doesn't help that I tell you. Like, your
do girlfriends do that? If so, don't want one.
Girlfriend wants you to just telepathically know what's wrong with her.
Jesus.
The WoW Andes do that.
Are you serious? They want you to read their minds?
With Blizzard. We won't complain. We won't tell you why we don't like World of Warcraft. We'll leave you to figure it out.
I mean, some people just like being negative. I don't think they're trying to make Blizzard change. I think they're just being negative.
If you can figure it out, good. If you can't, good. I'm still addicted. I don't care.
Well, that's me either way. I'm addicted, so I don't care either way.
So that pisses me off a little bit. No one is going to come to my channel and be like, dude, I got really annoyed at you for complaining about World of Warcraft, but thank you so much for complaining because... the game is finally good again. No one's going to say that, but you know, you're fucking welcome, WoW Andes. If it works. If it doesn't work, I have nothing to do with it.
No, it's good to complain. It's actually good to complain. This guy's got a point. Oh, is that the end of the video? Yeah. No, he's got a good point because every time the community complains about something, we're actually starting to see the blues respond. Like, do you guys know that Blizzard actually wasn't going to include like the quest helper interface, and then like a day later, everyone was pissed off and they implemented it. So that just shows, guys, if you want RDF, let's start picketing in the streets. Let's go sign some petitions. Let's get RDF added to Wrath of the Lich King. This guy was pretty cool. You guys go check him out. Akalan, cool guy.